vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records, and today I'm going to do something that's inspired by Mazzy's Whack-A-Mole, but also inspired by my friend Dan the Vinyl Geezer, who recently did this. I'm going to do a little more like his style. Since my record collection is kind of all over the place, I have bins here, I have bins out there, and they're all sorted by genre and stuff. It just wasn't the most appealing way to do kind of the Whack-A-Mole version. So what I did is a Discogs Shake version, which is what Dan did. So we're going to do 5 random albums from Discogs Shake, and we're going to talk about them right now. Okay, so first up is Reanimation, and this is the album The Ghost of the Muse. This is a local artist from the Chicago, Illinois area named Michael Shanahan. He's been in multiple bands, but releases his own music now under the title Reanimation. And fantastic stuff, I'd say. Very prog rocky, instrumental. I don't know how else to describe it. Haunting vocals on there, just really well done. He plays all the instruments, does all the vocals, everything himself, produces it, and just really well done. This is his 3rd album that he's released under the Reanimation title, and this was a vinyl press that he did in 2017. Fantastic. I think it sounds awesome. And he has a new album out, Fear of Falling, which I also have, and another one he's reissuing, his Under the Last Tree on Earth album that has been remastered and all that stuff. That's coming out, I believe, in February or March, somewhere around there. But really good artists, local, support local musicians. That's what this is. Good stuff. Real fun. All right, next up on the Discogs Shake is Rosington. So Rosington is out of 2 different bands. So first and foremost, this is a breakoff from Rosington Collins. Rosington Collins, they kind of split, and this is Rosington and his wife going their separate ways to do this band. Rosington Collins is a band formed by some surviving members of Lynyrd Skynyrd, who after the crash, and they formed their own band, Rosington Collins. Southern rock type stuff. This one here has more pop-like elements to it, more than southern rock. There's one album that they did together, and this is it. This is a promotional copy that I got, and yeah, Rosington Collins. I love Rosington Collins stuff. This one, not really as good to me as the 2 albums that they put out as a band, but still decent and worth checking out. Good vocals, good guitar playing, all that kind of stuff. So Rosington. All right, next up on the Discogs Shuffle is Ugly Kid Joe's Stairway to Hell album. 2012 was when this was released. Vinyl press came out in 2013. And man, Ugly Kid Joe still kicking butt, playing some really good stuff. They have a new album that just came out. It's fantastic. This is a great one as well. They have a remake of Cats in the Cradle on here. I'm not sure why they did that, but they did do another take of Cats in the Cradle. Good stuff from Ugly Kid Joe, a play off of AC/DC's Highway to Hell cover and Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven to come up with this. You know, awesome. Ugly Kid Joe. If you haven't heard this, I recommend checking it out. Check out a lot of their later stuff. Their later stuff is really good. So, yeah, still kicking, still rocking, Ugly Kid Joe. All right, next up on the Discogs Shuffle, Paul McCartney's Flaming Pie. Man, this thing was a grail forever. It had a 1998 pressing and then nothing since. They finally reissued it. It sounds absolutely fantastic. It's an Abbey Road Studios half-speed master on this one, and it sounds just fantastic. I love it. A lot of people are iffy on this album. I think it's a great album. I think it's one of my favorite of Paul McCartney's, and I was super excited when they announced they're going to be putting it out. Of course, they put the version I have in my hands out, and they put out a big box set as well. I think they even put out a big chest of all sorts of different things for the album as well. But I like this album. I think it's good. It happened during a time where all sorts of stuff was going on for Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney, and she was dealing with cancer. He was trying to be supportive while doing his music stuff, and just a lot of emotion and stuff like that going on in his life. And I think it produced a fantastic album. My favorite McCartney song, Calico Skies, is on this album. I love that song. So yeah, Flaming Pie, awesome album. This is a great press. I believe you can still get it. So if you don't have this album, check that out. And last but certainly not least, we have Amy Grant, Hearts in Motion. Baby Baby, huge hit single off this album for her. And man, back then I was a, preteen kid loving my pop music top 40 channels, listening to that all the time. So this thing was all over the place for me. And when I found this digging, this is an original press. When I found it digging, I had to pick it up. It was pretty cheap, I thought, especially for one from the late 80s like this is. To find it for the price I paid was awesome. They just reissued this recently on a new pressing, and I hear it sounds great, but I love my OG, so that's what I got here. Amy Grant, Hearts in Motion. Baby Baby, the single off of this one, a great album. Amy Grant, Christian contemporary music, but this was her pop, kind of her pop hit album, and fantastic stuff. All right, so there you go. That is my take on Whack-A-Mole / 5 random albums. Hope you liked this. I plan to do more. It's kind of a cool way to dig into my record collection and show you some things that maybe you haven't seen before, talk about some albums and things like that. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And until next time, keep spinning, vinyl friends.